So let's just start. What did you think of the effort tonight?
It was good. I thought we stuck with a pretty solid game. Obviously, like the result, but it's one game. I think either way, you got to turn the page pretty quick. It's a long series. We know we got a big battle ahead of us.
You scored 3 goals and 4 shots in the second period. Was there anything that was said in the intermission, the way you wanted to come out to start that second period, and did you feel like you executed the game plan?
No, nothing was really said. Just kind of stick with it. Get more pucks there. I think there's always some uglier goals in the playoffs, and screens and tips and rebounds. Just try to get traffic to the net, get pucks there. I thought we did a pretty good job of that. And then stayed solid defensively. And when we had a breakdown, Eagle was there for us.
2 goals from the line of Rempe, Goodrow, and Beasy. Just their contributions tonight. What did that mean to the overall team?
Yeah, obviously huge. I think I think we have really good depth throughout our lineup, and I mean each line can score goals and defend and play solid hockey. I think that's a strength of our team. So I don't think anybody in here is surprised by that. I think they've been good for us all year, and obviously big for them to play as well as they did tonight and score a couple goals for us.
With so many penalties, was it difficult at first to kind of to get a flow, to kind of feel each other out the way that you were trying to?
The first period was a little choppy for sure, just with the special teams, and it's 4-on-4. Everybody gets all amped up, and then it's a bunch of special teams out of the gate. So, but I thought we rebounded pretty well, and obviously came out, played a really good second period, started it right, and thought that was. I guess the difference for us in the game was how we came out in that second period.
No, nothing. He just bumped into me. Nothing there. Just he's doing his job, and I was going to net, and he bumped me. There's absolutely nothing there. He's playing hard. I'm playing hard. And
Just time and scoring.
Yeah, exactly.
There were times where they looked like they were talking to you, they were trying to get to you. Did you think you were getting to them a little bit?
I don't know. I don't play hard. I feel like if that happens to the territory, then that's good. That means I'm doing my job. But I don't know. It's one game, so I don't know. I think I was being effective tonight, but I still got a lot of work to do, and just want to keep getting better. So yeah, I don't know.
What did you see on BC's goal? Did he kind of just run into you in the slot?
Just like you're anticipating a loss, so I'm trying to jump through, and then when you win it back, I'm going to get a pick. I don't really know what happened, and just. Next thing you know, Jimmy scored, so it was happy Jim scored, so I don't really know what happened there, yeah.
What's the feeling when the crowd is singing your name?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like I said before, I love them. I don't want to let them down. I want to play my hardest every single game for them, and it's pretty cool. Today was the first game my mom was at the Garden ever, so it was really special because she got to hear the chants and get a goal and stuff, so it was really special for her to be there, and yeah, so it's a really special night.
Did you feel like you had some juice because of that, knowing that your mom's in the building?
I always got juice, but I always got some juice, but no, she obviously, I love her so much. She's the biggest fan, and we went out for dinner last night and walked around, and she'd never really been in New York, so we were just walking around, and it was definitely cool. I bet she was pretty emotional today, so it's real cool. Yeah, she's the best.
Was dinner somewhere other than the Cheesecake Factory?
It was not at the Cheesecake Factory. I don't know where it was actually. It's an Italian spot. It was pretty cool. I'm not really good at making reservations, so it's like I'm not used to having to do that. So I don't really. I got it in the last place, so or the 10th place I tried to get into.
Sorry if it's already been asked, but just how will you remember this night personally, and just your first playoff game and all of it in its totality?
Just a big win, and also I think it was special for Jimmy and Giddy as well. We had a success as a line, and those guys that take me under the wing a lot, and as a young guy, I love them a lot, and so I was really happy that we all had some success and the team got the win. So it was a great night.
What did you think of the effort tonight, especially the effort in the second period?
Yeah, it was great. I think all lines were buzzing, and it makes the game pretty easy when everyone's going like that. I think we had our foot on the pedal all night and made it really hard on their defensemen, and didn't give them much. So.
What's the reaction and feeling on the bench when Rempe puts that first one away?
It was awesome. He's done a lot of good things for us this year, and obviously gives this building a little bit more juice. So it was awesome to see him get his first.
After that scuffle in the second period, what was the feeling like coming into the room? Because you guys really smothered them the entire third, it felt like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we talked about too much. I think just kind of stay the course, stay with what we're doing, and obviously it worked. So I really liked our game.
Matt had on the game early, especially when he scores that goal.
Yeah, I think any game he's in the lineup, he's had an effect on the game.
I think it's been fun playing with him, and he shows up every night for the team, and it's great to see him get that goal. And it was a big goal in the game, obviously, but the look on his face was pretty cool too.
Beyond that goal and even your goal, it seemed like you guys controlled the play pretty heavily throughout the night. Just what was working?
Yeah, I think we're just trying to play a simple game. Just trying to get pucks in, forecheck, be physical. Try to sustain some time in the offensive zone, and just trying to create momentum for our team.
Could you guys both address the penalty kill tonight or this afternoon? It seemed to be key, and obviously their power play has been pretty good the last couple months or so.
Yeah, I thought the PK was huge. I don't know how many did we kill? 4 or 5. Yeah, obviously it'd be nice to not have to kill that many, but yeah, I thought we did a good job, limited their shots. There was a couple big blocks in there too, so just a good night for the PK.
Could you do also?
Yeah. Excuse me. I think the penalty kill has been big for our team all year. Same with the power play, and we feel confident in both of them. And I think they're huge in playoff series. They can create momentum, or you're down 3-0 in a game, and then your power play scores. It puts you right back in the game. So we have confidence in both our special teams, and yeah, it's been good all year, and it was good tonight. But I thought there was too many penalties in the game.
Kind of to that point, Jimmy, just did the way this game was officiated make it difficult to get into the flow of the game, and how did you guys work through that?
Yeah, I thought the first period there was not a whole lot going on, not a whole lot of 5-on-5, and I don't know. I looked up at one point, the shots were like 7-4 or 7-5, so yeah, I thought it affected definitely the first period at least.
The energy that your team got, and the Washington players were talking about that 3 minutes, how it had affected a toll on them.
Yeah, it was pretty tight in the first period. Not a lot. They've been playing pretty tight hockey. We knew that coming in, and that was a big goal. It did put energy in the building. Maybe because it was him too, it put a little more extra juice in the building, and then able to get another one, right after that. So that was a turning point in the game.
Peter, after that first period, was there any part of you that wanted to try to push some buttons to kind of spark things a little bit? I think maybe a double shift at Panarin, and they had Rempe in earlier, and that line in earlier. Was there anything that we concerted at the first period you wanted to do?
I thought that there was a lot of things that we did well in the first period, defensively. Offensively, like I said, they've kept things close to the vest, and so we talked about changing a couple things after the first period to try and get a little bit better. With regard to Panarin, that's nothing that I haven't done throughout the course of the year, just trying to get him out on the ice a little bit more when I can.
Peter, the reaction that Matt Rempe's gotten really since he's been here, you've coached in the league a long time. Is there anything that compares to this from what your experiences are? A guy who comes in and kind of out of nowhere and has this type of energy from the crowds?
Not a lot. I can't think of something to the question that you're asking. I can't think of a player that's come in and had that impact on a team, on a fan base, on a city. He's if you watch him and you look at him, he just smiles. He's just happy, loves being here, loves to play the game, and he's been great. But I can't think of anybody off the top of my head.
Peter, having coached a lot of the guys on the other side, in the third period, you could sense their frustration. Is that something that you had talked to your team about, just playing in between the whistles, not getting into the scrums post whistles? Because it seemed like Van Riemsdyk and Wilson have been trying to stir it up the entire night.
Yeah, I thought it was competitive. I've watched the games that happened last night. I didn't get a chance to watch the one that happened before us, but it's playoffs. It's competitive out there, and they're gonna be physical, and we're gonna try and do the same. There's gonna be emotion between the two teams. I didn't think anything was really out of line with that. We did want to try and stay out of the box and not have guys parade into the box just because of the score and the time. Once you get to 12 minutes, 10 minutes, you'd rather just play it out.
Go to Bruce. Peter, getting the first one, just getting out of the gate the way you did, how pleased are you in that regard?
It's you're here to win games, and so it's obviously good to get the first one. We'll have meetings tomorrow. I think there's things that we could have done better. I'm sure they'll have the same meetings. Everything ratchets up a little bit more. We're going to need to be ready, but it was, you can only do one at a time, and you need to win one at a time, and so for that, the result was good.
Peter, did you feel like the way this game was officiated made it difficult to get a flow for the game, and how do you think your team worked through that?
In the first, it was a little bit difficult because guys, I think they come out of the locker room, and I'm not talking about the officials. I'm just saying this is the way the first period played out for them too. If you think about it, it's equal on both sides. If you're getting power plays and 4-on-4, it takes some personnel out of play. We have guys that do both. They duplicate shifts, so they may have gotten some shifts. You could use any one of the guys that do they do power play and penalty kill and 4-on-4 and a regular shift. Well, in the first 15, 16 minutes, they've gotten all of that in the ice time, which they're probably okay with, but the guys that didn't get the rotation and didn't get to stay out, get into the game and get to feel it, that probably not the way that they wanted. But again, Washington had to deal with the same thing. They're using the same type of personnel.
Peter, what did you think was most effective about you guys defensively today, and especially late when they're trying to make a push? I think they only had 6 shots on goal in the third period.
Yeah, I thought they pushed back in the second with some pretty good chances and looks. Chesty made some big saves when we needed him to. The hockey that they've been playing, the way we've scouted, is that they're a little bit more low event, and so not as high with the offense, but it's harder to generate as well, and just closer to the vest. And so the game actually played out probably the way that I thought we would. I don't think that we were off the chart with chances. I thought we defended pretty good.
Speaking of defending, can you speak to your penalty kill today? Their power play had been pretty good since the All-Star break, I guess.
Yeah, there's talented players on that team. That power play has been effective for 10, 12 years in the NHL. They've been a really good group. I think our penalty kill has been on point as well, though. Not just today in the playoffs, but down the stretch. I think we've done a pretty good job.
Go to Greg. Curious about the penalty kill as well. Does having coached them give you some insight as far as tendencies and a lot of the personnel they have on their top unit you coached? Does it give you any insight to trying to stop them?
I guess a little bit, because you know the personnel, but that's not how we went about our business. We do it more based on video and teaching and showing. I would imagine that's the way that most teams operate. You take a look at what you're going to be up against. You get some video clips. You bring it into a meeting. You try to talk about a game plan on what you want to do, and go from there. So, I know where Ovi's going to stand. I know he might move around a little bit, but I think everybody else does too. But it's more about what they're trying to do out there, and we get that from the pre-scout meetings.
Larry? Yeah, I was wondering, were you generally pleased with the transition your team was able to make from regular season to playoffs?
Yeah, again, there's things that we'll definitely look at tomorrow. We're try to be better. I think there's some things that we can do a little bit better. There was parts of it that I liked. There's parts of it that I thought we could have been better. Like I said, they're probably going to dissect it and do the same thing. So, overall, it's one game. We leave the regular season. We go into the playoffs. I think there's things that we can try to pick up on a little bit.
Line with Johnny.
Just in regard to the penalty kill again, do you think it's advantageous for you guys that you have a lot of your power play players also killing penalties, so they might have the instinct of what the other team might do on the man advantage?
I think a lot of teams do that. They're some of their top guys on the power play, and they think the game as a power play guy and then defend it inside of the kill. But that being said, we also had guys that weren't on the power play, and they did a pretty good job as well.